Financial Planner, follow us on YouTube.
As you know, the mainstream media, the corporate media is heavily biased. It has an agenda, and so does the financial media. Anybody who watches CNBC for 1 hour, you'll see who the sponsors are, and you'll see how the shows go. So one of the things that has been a great avenue for people is things like YouTube, things like your own website, creating your own research reports. And of course, people have been able to monetize that easily, typically through Google AdSense. Now, what's happening though, if you're not aware of this, is Google has an attack on the alternative media, has an attack on many right-leaning media, or forget about the political side, just alternative media. Maybe you think gold ownership is good, and maybe you think the Dow is going to collapse. Well, Google has really targeted a lot of these sites, and basically they're not making any money anymore. So we're actually going to talk to our close friend and top silver expert, St Angelo, from the SRSRoccoReport.com. One of my favorite sites if you're ever going to research precious metals or you're interested. But really, if you're a blogger today, if you're a web developer, or you're somebody who consumes this information that's not on CNBC, but you want to go out and really go for a deep dive or get a message that you feel is better for you, I personally would get all my information from the alternative media. I don't even care what they're talking about on CNN. It's a waste of my time. So anyway, in order for this to thrive, you have to have some sort of economy in it, because look, people can't quit their jobs, or people can't go full time, or people can't come up with amazing research reports if they don't have the means to get this done. Some of these subscriptions they've got to subscribe to. I know just to get a Bloomberg subscription is like $8,000 a year if you want to see who owns the shares of these stocks that somebody might be researching as a stock analyst, for example. So these are businesses. So anyway, our guest today, Steve with the SRSRoccoReport.com. Steve, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, Dan, thank you for explaining all that. And it's true. Yeah, what is the old media, which is newspaper, magazine, TV, it's been dying because of the new media has taken over, and that's the digital media, which is the internet. And so the old media was controlled by the mainstream. 6 large corporations controlled most of the information that was shown on on TV, magazines, and newspapers, as well as what was advertised on those. And so you get to see basically one thing. And then as the internet came on, the alternative media started to flourish, because you really can't compete with billions of dollars of ad revenue and that kind of targeting. So then anybody with a web could start a website and start writing and saying things that are different than the mainstream. However, now the mainstream has been taking over the digital internet, and as we see, there's one large monopoly, large ad. Let's say it's the largest ad network in the world, and it controls most of the advertising. And so the thing is, as you said, you're correct. If you start a website, Dan, you've got 2 choices. You can either have to charge a subscription, and then people have to pay you to see your content, or you can allow the public to see it, and that's what I decided to do, because the information I put out I think is very important. So then I used the large ad network to get income by putting ads on my site. Well, this has been declining, and I've heard it's declined on the video producing channel significantly. So my webmaster, he's very intelligent, very good at what he does. My website that he has created is now updated, is so fast. It loads in 3-4 seconds. He has been working on this alternative. It's called the Commodity Ad Network, and I am working with him to get this thing off the ground here. And what it is it's basically going to focus on the alternative media, which are the precious metal analysts, people talking about precious metals, survival, chartists, anybody in the alternative media talking against the too big to fail powers. Anybody like that would fit into this, as well as the advertisers. The problem with the largest ad network, it's too inefficient, and we're knowing that because Procter & Gamble has just cut $100 million of their digital advertising because they found out that it wasn't targeting the right people or it wasn't working. So what we want to do is we are going to actually target anybody who is in the alternative media, and what we want to do is pay them a lot more, Dan.
Now, how does this fundamentally work? So if you're let's take it from the let's look at it three ways: the advertiser, the blogger, and the consumer. So the person who's consuming the information for free by going to the website. So let's start off with the blogger first. How does the blogger earn a living?
Well, a typical blogger earns his living by putting out content and then getting the views, and then they get any of the ad revenue when they put ads on this site. Now, with the commodity ad network, we're going to take more of the advertiser money, and it's going to go to the blogger. See, the largest one you don't know because it's not transparent. They claim that they send a lot of money to the content provider, but we know that they're using algorithms now to kind of cut out the alternative blogger, and so it's hurting their financial incentives. So they put out less information. Anyhow, we are looking to pay them 2 to 3 times, not 10%, not 20% like some of these others that contact websites to get their business. We're talking 2 to 3 times. And if you go to the commodityadnetwork.com website and look at the business, you can see actually what this estimate would be. But this is what's important. To get this commodity ad network, we're going to go live on January 1st, 2018. To get to the content providers, bloggers, publishers, to incentivize them to come aboard, anybody who signs a contract would get a $1,000 sign-on bonus. And so then when you sign on, you would be getting 2 or 3 times what the normal ad network is paying people. And so that's how it benefits. I'll tell you another way it benefits too. This is a big way too. Because the content provider blogger is getting paid more, Dan, a lot more, they now can choose for half of the advertising rate to advertise their own site in this ad network. So we expect that their traffic will increase 25% because I don't know about you, Dan, I still come across new alternative websites all the time. And they've been publishing stuff for years. I just didn't know they were there. So we're going to offer this new way to advertise your own site at half the cost in this huge ad network.
Okay, so somebody signs up, and the ICO is just in a week or two, right? In August 26th?
Yeah, and let me explain this. The way it's designed, we're using what is known as a CDX token. The content providers are going to be paid in this CDX token, and the initial coin offering is on August 26, 2 p.m. London time, and it's going to run for 5 days. Now, people who get involved in the first day get 25% more free CDX tokens. The second day, it's 15%, and the third day, it's 5%. Again, this is explained on the commodityadnetwork.com site, but yes. Once the ICO is successful, Dan, there is going to be the money to pay the content creator for a year or two. We don't need the advertisers to come on board from the beginning, but we will start getting them. The money will be there to pay the content creator already, and so again. That's how it actually benefits the actual blogger, and then I guess we could talk about how it benefits the advertiser. Can we do that?
Yeah. So the advertisers, I'm assuming, will they start right away or will they start in January? And I guess for the advertisers, they're looking at a very focused group of places they can advertise on, with they'll also initially that you could be one of the first advertisers, right?
Right, and the thing is, we're looking. You see, the ratio is 5 websites, 5 content creators, publishers, bloggers for every 1 advertiser. And you see, this is different than the paid per click, which is the large ad network. We are doing ours on the paid per view, page views. And we believe that using a more focused approach to the alternative media, the advertiser isn't getting paid for every click. And we're starting to find out that there's bots clicking on those, so it's becoming inefficient. So the advertiser's actually going to get more advertising for less dollar. They're going to be focused right in the actual medium, the actual alternative medium that they're looking to sell their products. And so, yes, the advertiser is going to benefit for that. And again, we're looking to get 60 advertisers to come on board for the first 300 content providers. But each month in 2018, we want to add 50 more websites and 10 more advertisers, and that's how it's. We're projecting to increase the actual. I think once people understand what's happening and they're starting to see that it actually works better. It's a better system as it's more focused on the niche alternative media market. Then we'll start to see more and more people come aboard.
Now, from the user's aspect, let's say they go to the SRS Rocker Report or another one of their favorite websites. Does anything change for them?
No, and yes. The biggest problem today, there's two issues. The biggest problem today is the ads are becoming annoying. They're moving. There's music. I don't like them, so people are blocking them. And there's a lot of ads they don't even care about. So more and more of the ads are being blocked. Well, the ads in the commodity ad network are not going to be that way. They're not going to be moving ads. They're not going to be a pop-up ads. They're going to be ads directed, so people are actually going to whitelist them because they know it's going to be a benefit of the blogger who they support, as well as advertisers are actually selling products in this niche. So that's how it's less data. It uses a lot of data on people who have mobile phones, and it uses up a lot of data, these moving ads and these high-quality ads. And then the second thing is, because the message, trying to get the alternative message out, the largest ad network kind of puts us in a bubble, Dan. Because when you do your searching, it has ads and things that put you in a way that put you in your personal bubble. The commodity ad network, as I mentioned, it's going to allow other sites to advertise themselves. And so the word of the actual user, the follower of the alternative media, will be able to come across other websites and other information they never knew existed before. So it's going to actually help spread the alternative media message. So that's another big plus for the actual follower of the alternative media.
So, Steve, somebody listening to this right now, and they've been perhaps consuming alternative media for 10 years. They want to help. They want some actionable something they can do actionable, because I want everybody to understand what you're doing here is essentially you're launching a new type of company that is going to be not only a competitor to the largest ad network, but a friend to the alternative media that is an enemy to the corporate media, which I think many of us are we want to be supportive. We're consuming the alternative media. And of course, someone who started the Vision Victory channel back in 2008, I did those videos for 2 years out of a labor of love. The last thing I even thought about was ever make it. It was just a hobby. People approached me to pay me, and I did. That's how it ended up turning into a business. And it's still today something I love, but it was something I did happily for free as well. So, but you spend a lot of time. I remember to make a 15 to 20 minute video. I would do these weekly updates on Fridays. I would spend the whole day Friday researching. So these are jobs, and these are things that we want to make sure our alternative media stays strong and healthy and has an ability to earn a living. So what is the actionable advice for the listeners? Is it to participate in the ICO?
Yes, there's several ways. Again, the ICO is on August 26, 2 p.m. London time, and it explains it's based on Ethereum. It's the Ethereum blockchain, and a lot of people in the precious metal community, Dan, are still a little leery of the cryptocurrencies. Now, we don't look at the CDX token as a speculation. However, some investors would. But this is more of how the commodity ad network would function. Content providers after the month would get paid in their CDX token. Then they could actually get their U.S. dollars for it, or if they're in Canada, they get Canadian dollars. And so, yes, they can get money. They can actually exchange it. They'll be getting 2 or 3 times what the going rate is of the largest ad network. And so, the way that people can actually help get the word out is to just share it with other people. If they want to invest in the ICO, again, it's going to be on August 26th. Now, what's fascinating, the 3 biggest countries in the world that are actually involved with investing in ICOs are China, Japan, and South Korea. Now, there are 2 other alternative ad network, cryptocurrencies. We are actually ranked the highest right now. And the site's only been live since July 26th, about a month, a little less than a month. And we're ranked actually, I think it's the last time I checked, 80,000 in the globe, Dan, on Alexa.com. So there's a lot of interest out of Asia for this commodity ad network. But again, people can look into the ICO, go to the commodityadnetwork.com. They could also contact, if they're interested in more information, they can contact Peter at commodityadnetwork.com. You can contact me through the SRS Rock Report as well for now. But again, anybody who's interested in being a blogger or who is a blogger or listens to your website and would like to actually look to be a member of the Commodity Ad Network, and let me just say this, we already have the ad server. It's a competing ad server, and the team who's doing it is out of the Netherlands. The CDX token, which is based upon Ethereum blockchain, it's already been programmed. It has been checked, and it's ready for the ICO on August 26th. And if you go to the website, you'll see the team, the programming team, and the team at the bottom of the page on the team page. And so we do have a good programming team behind this, and there's a whole business plan. Once the ICO is successful on August 26th, then in September we hire more programmers and more team members, and then we start bringing on the content providers, and then we want to start actually testing the live site on November, and then it goes actually live on January 1st, 2018. So this is what we're trying to do, Dan, and I appreciate you giving us the opportunity to talk about it. And I really think it would be a very good benefit because as you get paid more, you're able to spend more time to put out more content as the alternative media content provider. And so I think this is an excellent new venture for the alternative media.
Yeah, you've always done great work, and anybody who's ever come across your stuff knows that you're the real deal. And look, I'm all about solutions, and I think the cryptos are solutions to many things. I think this type of ICO, this type of business, these are all solutions. The alternative media is a solution, and we're drowning in fake news out there, and this whole Trump election has really revealed the agenda of the establishment. And I think anything that can fight against that is a force for good, especially with what's recently happened in, some Google engineer just puts out a little report and, oh my gosh, he's fired from his job for even thinking differently. What's going on out there is worth fighting, and this is a business that is going to participate. And I wish it's success. The ICO, how much is the valuation for the coins?
Well, it was originally based upon 300 CDX token for 1 Ethereum, and that is based upon a $200 Ethereum price. But of course, the Ethereum price has been a little bit volatile. So the coin is now going to be based upon that. But if the price of now it's at 300, so it's been adjusted. It's going to be adjusted, but basically it's about 44 cents a CDX token based upon the Ethereum price at this 200. And if people go into the initial coin offering on the first day and get the 25% more tokens, then they're getting it for 35 cents a token. There's going to be actually 90 million tokens sold during the ICO these 5 days, and then that's it. And so That basically is the price. And Peter has also done a business plan. You see, let me tell you this. There's a lot of neat ICOs have come out, but they're really techie guys. They really don't have a really good business plan. They offer a solution, but their business plan tends to be lacking. Well, Peter has built a business plan. There's a white paper, which you go to any ICO, there's a white paper. Our white paper is 61 pages long, includes all the business details, all the financials, all the actual technical information. And if this commodity ad network continues to add more content providers and more advertisers come in, Dan, what happens? More and more money comes in, but the token amount stays the same. So what does that do to the underlying asset? The underlying asset continues to increase without the speculation. And so this is what that we're looking to see in the future is that as a company builds, the underlying asset should increase in value, even without any speculation. So I wanted to share that.